everyone, thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the artist way for parents. The Artist's Way is a book for, not necessarily only for artists, but anyone, who wants to work on or increase creativity. And if you think about it, just, you don't have to be an artist to be creative, just everyday life, working or living, just being yourself or doing something itself is creative. So I think anyone can benefit from reading this book. But what I've been doing, I think since this summer or fall, I was recommended, this book was recommended by my friend, and I read it, I listened to it on Audible, and the big thing about this book is two things. It's called Morning Pages and Artistdate. It has 12 chapters, but I think the most inspiring aspect is two things: Morning Pages and Artistdate. And Morning Pages, what is it? Is the author tells us to get a notebook, and it has to be big, A4 if you're in Asia, or letter size book, notebook. And in my case, I have no lines, just plain white pages, but the author recommends to write whatever that comes to your mind, and it should be the first thing you do in the morning. So I try to do it every day. After I wake up, after I meditate, I grab a pen and write. And the author originally says 3 pages, and I try to do 3 pages, but it's, for me, it's impossible. So I usually, when I feel like I can write, I go, but usually it ends up 1 page. And for me, this morning page tend to be kind of a little bit negative, because I kind of write fears or worries that come to my mind endlessly. But when I write it honestly, without hiding, because you're supposed to write whatever that comes to your mind. So when I write it, then automatically, I don't know, it kind of stops keeping the same message. Or it's so interesting when I write it, then I end up with, okay, then do this. So I find solutions or specific behavior I want to do, or I just make a list or something, so that the fear is gone. So you can start your morning in a better, feeling, a better state. So that's what I do. And the other one is Artistdate. Once a week, the author recommends for you to do something that you enjoy alone, not with anybody else, but just you. And it can be anything, as long as you enjoy. It can be a walk, or watching a movie alone, or reading a book, or cooking, anything. And in my case, a lot of times, for me, it's walking and longer distance, because every day I walk 7K. So for me, Artistdate a lot of times is going to a new trail or a new park and new place and walk 10K or 15K, something like that. Or visiting a new bakery or new park, something simple. But it is great because you are alone and you can simply really focus and enjoy that moment. But anyway, so that's the artist way. But today I want to talk about the artist way for parents. So I knew about Artistdate, and I had been doing the morning pages and Artistdate. And one of my friends, who is Japanese but is in Korea, told me that she likes Artist's Way too, and she knows this Korean person who is doing this 50-day program for parents based on the book The Artist Way for Parents. So every day for 50 days, the leader, the host or the leader gives us a mission, and we do the mission and post every day. So in Korea there is a group messaging application called Band. So seven of us, including the host, are member of the group, and the host every day posts this mission, and that app has a function to kind of tally, how many missions you've completed. So if you don't post within that day, then you're missing the mission. I mean, of course, if you can do 50, that's perfect. But I try not to be perfect, or I try to just forgive myself if I forget, or if I couldn't do the task, just forget about it and just move on and do the task. So far, well, how many days? I didn't even check, but we passed halfway. And so far I missed some days, 37th, 38th day, I think, but it's okay. But I enjoy every task. Sometimes the leader asks something like, list 25 things you wish, wish list. Write all the things that you want to do, So it gives you kind of opportunity to get out of this everyday routine or everyday fixed way of thinking, but kind of dream or remember what you like or what you wanted to do. And then some activities are doing with kids, create something with your kids, or one day's mission is, you can be as messy as you want. Don't worry about being messy, but try to be so messy, but then after that clean up the room with the kids. Or it can be, today's mission is make a gift for someone, create a gift. It can be something small, it can be a poem, it can be a letter, it can be a drawing, anything, but make a gift for someone. So every day it's a small task, you of course you can make it hard. If you feel like, oh, I have to make a real great gift, that's fine. But I mean, you can make it just a small, post-it note letter, saying I love you or anything. It's up to you how hard you want to make it or how easy you want to make it. But I think the most important thing is doing it every day. And even if you write I love you on a post-it, and then give it to someone as a gift, you're doing something different from the usual. So I think that's the biggest, most important point, that's still being creative. So I enjoy it, and I try to keep it as simple as possible so that I can do it for 50 days. Well, what's inspiring is reading other people's responses too. And sometimes we write in text, or we take picture and post it, or we take videos of what the kids are doing. For example, one day, one mission was to ask kids question, as if they're the specialist, like ask the child to be the teacher. So I asked my son Ken to sit on this chair, and just like this, same as YouTube setting, I asked him, okay, so he speaks in Korean, so his Korean name is Shiwon. So teacher Shiwon, please teach me about Pokemon.
안녕하세요.
네, 안녕하세요. 박시원 선생님. 오늘은 박시원 선생님이 좋아하시는 포켓몬에 대해서 얘기를 해주시겠습니다. 먼저 선생님, 포켓몬이 뭔지 얘기해 주시고 그리고 포켓몬이 재미있는 이유 3개 맞춰주세요. 시작.
포켓몬이 재밌는
먼저 포켓몬은 뭐예요?
포켓몬. 포켓몬에서 나오는 피카츄로 말하면 지우의 파트너죠. 파트너로 키우면 트레이너를 사랑하게 됩니다.
그래요?
저의 61인가 62의 포켓몬도 저를 사랑하죠.
그래요?
10만 볼트에 잘 피하기도 하고 잘 버티기도 합니다.
네.
번개에도요.
그럼 포켓몬은 재미있는 이유가 있다고 하는데 3개 알려주세요.
먼저 포획하는 거랑 첫 번째
포획 뭐예요?
포획 잡는다. 그 다음에 배틀을 하는 거 하고요.
배틀은 어떻게 하는 거예요?
뭐 포켓몬 하나 둘셋넷 다 6개는 잡을 수까지는 있어요. 포켓몬 박스에는 여러 마리를 보낼 수 있고 너무 쓸모없어 보이는 포켓몬들은 오 박사님에게 보낼 수 있어요.
그리고 3번째 재미있는 이유가 뭘까요?
알로라 포켓몬을 가진 사람들하고 일반 포켓몬하고 같이 교환하는 겁니다.
So then he was at first a little bit embarrassed or shy, but I asked him what are the 3 good things about Pokemon, and he told me that it was so interesting. I mean, yeah, you can have that conversation in regular conversation, but just having this special setup or doing it as a mission, to me, gives me even more joy or fun. So I enjoy doing this, the Artist Way for Parents group mission thing. So if, you don't have, the group, that's fine, but what I recommend is if you're interested, if you don't have kids and if you want to do it for yourself, you can get the book called The Artist's Way. And if you have kids and if you want to try these activities, maybe you can make some little group with your friends, because committing to the book by yourself might be hard. So if you make a kind of like virtual play group with your friends and make a mission each day, and it doesn't have to be 50 days, it can be once a week, or it's a weekly project with your friends and your kids, just to talk about what we want to do this week, and let's do that and share what we did by text, picture, or videos. I think it would be fun. It's a great way to engage with your kids, especially during COVID and online schooling. Kids are always there, so it's really opposite, right? Because they're always there, you tend not to engage so much, but having different kinds of missions make it fun. So today I introduced the Artist's Way and Artist's Way for Parents. So I'm really looking forward to hearing how you feel after reading it, or what did you do with yourself or with your kids after reading this book. Thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, and see you next time.